switching topics here. Let's talk about game. So when I imagine game in Belarus, I imagine. I mean, you still have like you said, you have to be the man has to lead. But I imagine it's a little bit more, at least compared to, like, let's say Ireland. There's a little bit more of a beta or a provider element that you have to demonstrate. Whereas in Ireland, it's pretty much anywhere in the West, it's more your typical bad boy, aloof asshole kind of game. What's been your experience in Minsk?
Okay, well, provider game is, okay, I'm coming from a country, Ireland. I grew up in very conservative background, conservative Catholic background, but it's also quite patriarchal as well. And in my household, I mean, my mother, she was a housewife, but my father provided. That was his job. His job was to provide, for the family. And the thing about it is, Ireland is not like other kind of Anglosphere countries. It's different. It's different it's a lot more different to America. Trust me, it is. A lot more different. It's patriarchal, especially in rural areas. It's extremely patriarchal, and I was able to pick up on this. And when I moved to Belarus, I mean, I knew straight away that a lot of things were similar in Belarus and even in Russia than in Ireland. Believe it or not, a lot of similarities there. There are quite a few similarities. This is not the USA or Canada, where you have kind of like kind of manufactured cultures.
Right.
Different cultures, come from parts of the world. In Ireland, it's much more homogenous. Similar in Eastern Europe. Provider game is big. In Ireland, it's also the same as well. You have to be a provider. Being an arsehole will not get you anywhere, either in Belarus or in FSU or in Ireland. They don't. Women in Ireland, they don't like that. They don't like you being a cocky arsehole. Same thing here. That kind of American kind of game mentality of being the cocky, of being the dumb, cocky arsehole, that doesn't work. It didn't work at home, and it doesn't work out here.
Interesting.
So provider game, that is very, very important. I mean, as long as you don't look like the hunchback from Notre Dame and you have a decent job, you don't drink toilet duck all day long, if you're some way presentable, you have some money, you're set. You're all set and ready to go. That is the same in Belarus. That is also the same in Ireland.
Interesting.
You have to have that kind of responsibility. You have to be responsible. Okay? It's simple as that. You have to be responsible, and the man has to lead. Now, the situation back home, okay, in Ireland, if you take a woman out on a date, okay, you have to pay for the woman. That is universal, okay? Same situation here in the FSU. If you take a woman out on a date, you have to pay. You pay. The man pays, the man leads. For example, back home, if I was in Dublin back home, I've dated not only Irish women, but also women from South America, from Brazil, and also I was in a long-term relationship with a woman from Latvia. Same thing. If I'm inviting a woman out, I set the scene. I set the stage. I say, we go here, we go there.
Right.
Okay? That's just their mentality. And it's very, very similar out here, and that's why I've been able to acclimatize a lot more easier than, say, guys from other Western European and other Anglosphere countries like Canada, United States, or UK. There are a lot of similarities between the Irish and Russians. For example, Russian guys are very direct. We're the same. We're very direct. We're very upfront.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I won't hold back. I'm not the kind of guy who would beat around the bush. I will tell people how I feel. And also, Irish guys, we don't show our emotions. We tend to keep things bottled up. So, also guys like that are like that out here. We don't cry in public. We tend to keep things bottled up. Simple as that.
Right, and the stereotype. That's a good point because especially a lot of Americans or Canadians, they'll probably lump the Irish in with the British, which is a terrible thing. But British guys are known for being more reserved and I guess almost too polite in a different kind of way. Not in like the American like, hey, how you doing kind of way, but more like a very like mannered kind of way. I guess what are some? I guess we can expand on that. Like, what have you found the differences between like say like Ireland and the UK, or specifically England?
Ireland and England. Well, there are a number of differences there. I mean, I found English people to be very, very genuine, very, very genuine people. I found them, definitely much more reserved than Irish people. I mean, we're very much upfront. We're very, very much in your face. However, we're much more genuine in that. When, for example, when we shake hands with a person, a strange person, it's a firm handshake, and we look them straight into the eyes. One thing I've noticed about other Westerners and say Americans and so on, when they shake hands with you, it's like they don't look at you.
Right.
When you shake hands with a person, it's a firm handshake, and we look them straight into the eyes, because then we want them to know that it is genuine. We are being genuine. That we show our emotions in that sense. We're very, very genuine. We're very direct people. We're also quite very much upfront. We're very much in your face as well. We're kind of very, not introvert, but extrovert. Especially if there's alcohol involved. But that is the big difference between English and Irish.
Gotcha.
A lot of differences there.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of mistake people make by lumping us in with the Brits.
Yeah.
But it's there are nuances there that you have to watch out for.
Gotcha. But then, so there is that similarity, but the difference, of course, between Ireland and Belarus, of course, at least one of the main differences, the visual differences you'll see right off the bat, especially as a red-blooded guy, is the women, right?
Straight up. I mean, by coming here to FSU, I mean you're moving, say, from the equivalent to, okay, I don't know if you're a soccer or football fan, but it's like moving from the championship into the Premier League. That's what it's like. Straight off the bat. And people have often asked me, why are women in FSU a lot prettier than, say, Anglo-Saxon or Celtic women and so on? I said, it's like this. People here have mixed for the last 1,000 or so years, and especially in provincial Russia where I was, because in places like Ekaterinburg, this is in the Ural region, and when it comes to beauty, I mean, the Urals, they have more per square inch than any other part of the world, and I put that down to centuries of raping and pillaging, and forced resettlement and so on, and that's why you have 8s and 9s and 10s coming off the conveyor belt. That's why you have that, and it all comes down to people moving around. When people move around, they tend to interact with each other. They reproduce and so on. So that's why you have an army of hotties in this part of the world. You don't have them, say, in the UK and Ireland, or indeed some parts of the US, because breeding with different races, it produces a better looking race of people and women, especially, and that's Eastern Europe is a great example of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why we have good looking women out here, and it certainly isn't the food and drink. That's one sure thing.
Hey, what is the food and drink like there? I imagine, is it pierogies or pilmeni, and usually, at least in Poland, the pierogies are usually slathered in cream and oil and potatoes and sausages and.
Yes, the the staple food out here is potatoes, and for an Irish person, that's actually quite good as well, you know, because it's like a home from home. I mean, we had a famine over potatoes. So it's potato. If you want your starch shot every day, just go to places like Lido, for example, which is like the equivalent to Pusata Hata in Kiev. You know, but if you go to any kind of Belarusian home, you will always be eating potatoes and chicken and some vegetables, lots of mayonnaise with lots of cheese and swimming in grease. But hey, when you have about 2 bottles of vodka and you're downing that, who cares? You don't give a shit. I mean, you know, it's the food here. Well, it's not exactly Greece or you know, or Italy or Spain. You know, Greek food is quite nice. Or, you know, it's nothing exotic. It's stodgy. It's full of starch, lots of borscht, and so on. But that's what you get out here. That's the feast.
Yeah, speaking of alcohol, I remember, so there's the stereotype of Ukrainian guys being like all alcoholics, and, you know, being there for a month, it wasn't quite that, the stereotype wasn't quite that bad, if at all. I remember Unbowed telling me like, yeah, that stereotype is, yeah, no, like Ukrainian guys can hold their own. They're not just all a bunch of drunks. What is that? I don't think there isn't really that stereotype for Belarusian guys. Maybe just because they might get lumped in with Russians. But what do you think about that? Like, what is the male competition like in Belarus?
Sorry, couldn't hear you there.
What's the male competition like in Minsk?
Well, I have to say, right, the local dudes here get a lot of slack. Now, in a lot of cases, you know, you can, you know, a point can be made. But from what I have seen, local guys, they're fit. They're fit looking. They're well dressed, well mannered, and so on. This is not like in provincial Russia where, you know, a lot of the local dudes, you know, they're
shaved head,
drinking toilet duck, you know, and so on. But here, the local guys, they can hold their own, no problem whatsoever. Also, as well, because you have a lot of hotties swimming around here, I've never been cock blocked here before, beforehand. Whereas I have been in Dublin a couple of times, been cock blocked, but it doesn't happen here. And the simple reason is because, well, there are plenty of fish in the sea. And even for example, if a relationship doesn't go well and you break up, you know, with your girl, you know, it's not like back home where you are in the dumps for like 2 or 3 months after it. Here, you console yourself with the fact that, hey, you know, a woman is like the number 25 bus. She'll be along in about 10 minutes. You know, it's like that. Just the abundance. You know. Yeah, I don't see any competition here from local guys. You know, it's they're good dudes. I know a few of them, but there's plenty of them to go around. Plenty of women to go around.
Gotcha.
You know, yeah, it's a man's country. You know, this is, you know, I think of myself, and for guys out here in this part of the world, I think of guys like myself and guys like Ligurian and Harold and Turista, you know, and guys like Washed Up Vet in Moscow, and Dave and President Carter and these guys. You know, I think of all of us as, like, you know, pioneers, early 19th century America. You know, heading out into undiscovered, unexplored country and living the life, trapping for in the boondocks. That's what we are. The pioneers. We are the pathfinders. Although there have been guys who, you know, who've been going out here for the last 20, 25 years. I mean, if you want to see what it was like then, all you got to do is go on the ISG, International Sex Guide. I'm not into P for P or anything like that, but reading a lot of their posts, kind of, you know, these were the real pathfinders. These were the guys who went out 20, 25 years ago, and we're following them. I mean, we're the guys like, I don't know, like Lewis and Clark, and we're the guys, heading into mid-America, 1830s, 1840s, whereas the guys on the ISG, they're the guys like Daniel Boones, the guys going out earlier, But, yeah, if you want to use an analogy, that's the analogy that I would use. We are the
settlers.
We are the 49ers going out to California. Do we take the Santa Fe Trail or do we take the Oregon Trail? You want to use that analogy,
right?